Hello and welcome to today's lesson, where we're going to be looking at the concluding phrase to a solo I recorded on the WCS Big Band's CD, Into the Real World, on our cover of the Gordon Goodwin classic track, The Jazz Police. Now, the original recording of The Jazz Police on Gordon Goodwin's XXL album had guitar played by absolutely incredible session guitarist Carl Verheyen, and it's a guitar feature with this great Telecaster rhythm part and then this screaming classic rock and roll Strat solo. And I mean, it's an iconic classic Carl solo, and I didn't, when I was recording our version of it, I didn't want to ape it entirely. I thought I could be more original than that, but I still wanted to keep this a vibe of the original, you know, not do a sort of fusiony type thing or loads of tapping or anything sort of shred bass. You know, keep that sort of classic rock, gutsy rock and country vibe to it, but hopefully inject enough of my own personality and style into it. And so I wrote it out in phrases and came up with a sort of composite solo that I liked, and then we played it live in the studio. I'm very happy with the results. And out of all the sections, people have asked me about the solo. The one main question that comes up is the very last phrase, which is this descending, very, very fast descending lick. And it sort of goes over the bar line and uses slightly odd tonality, slightly outside playing, and very unusual fingering. So people have wondered really what it is. It's not a sort of typical guitar phrase. So I thought I'd just break it down for you now through the wonders of YouTube. So hopefully you can get an idea of my sort of mindset when I was recording this. And this was a composed lick. It's a very good way of refining your vocabulary in the instrument, is write down ideas and then elaborate on them, let them evolve, come up with nice alternatives to them. Because I wouldn't have been able to improvise a lick like this. But now that I've written it down, now that I've recorded it and gigged it and developed it, my own improvisation is improving as a result of it, because I'm actually able to improvise the things. I have the facility now to improvise things that work more in tune with how I think musically. So it's a very good exercise to do anyway. I actually wrote this solo in a little manuscript book waiting the departure lounge at Bristol Airport. The overall tonality of this track, because it's all based around the G5 power chord, it's fairly ambiguous, and so I wanted to reflect that rather than just playing a whole load of minor pentatonic ideas. I took Paul Gilbert's hit scale concept and just took away a note. I took away the ninth. So we have the minor pentatonic, we add the blues note, which is the flattened fifth, and we also add the major sixth into it. Okay, so we get this nice little composite scale which sounds like this. We have G, B flat, C, D flat, D, E, F, and up to G. Okay, so that gives us the root, the minor third, the perfect fourth, the flattened fifth, perfect fifth, major sixth, and minor seventh. Here's the basis of the solo. So we're starting in the first position of G minor pentatonic, up at the 15th position. Okay, on the fifth note there, we're sliding down to the fifth position. Okay, so we're now at the 13th fret. The next phrase is starting on the flattened fifth of the scale, the C sharp on the 14th fret. So that phrase is 14, 13, 15, 12, 14. Okay. The next phrase starts on the 12th fret on the G string and then slides down into the 4th position of G minor pentatonic and then down into the 3rd position. Okay. And the next bit is a bit of a stretch, and it's now a 7-note phrase. We start on the 10th fret on the G string, pull off to the 9th, pull scroll off to the 6th, and then on the D string, 10th fret, back up to the G string, on the 6th fret, down to the D string on the 8th fret, hammer onto the 10th, and then we play the open G string. Okay, so that last phrase again. So here it is all together. Now, you'll notice that all the phrases are using uneven note groupings. In this case, they're all groupings of 5, and the last grouping is a grouping of 7. So you could play this with every phrase starting on the beat, which would give you groupings of quintuplets and then a grouping of septuplets at the end. But on the original recording, I wrote this as an isorhythmic idea, which means that the spacings and the subdivision don't coincide. You sort of get a polyrhythm within the rhythm. And I'm playing this in straight 16th notes. So what you get is this lovely cascading effect of the note going in and out of downbeats. So you get this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, one more time. Okay, at the very end I'm just adding a standard blues double stop curl on the 5th fret, pulling off to the 3rd, and here's the last phrase, absolutely up to speed. Now you may notice I'm picking every note, strict alternate picking. To demonstrate this, I'm not on the actual recording, and if I was playing it live, as with most of my playing, I wouldn't stick to one particular picking pattern. I might do economy picking, or strict alternate, or hybrid picking, or pure legato. Now, most of my playing isn't as systematic as that, so the result on the CD, and if I play it for you now, the result is I will alternate pick some of it, I'll play some of it legato, and I'll play the rest with hybrid picking. So just notice for that, especially when crossing strings, I'll use hybrid picking. It's a very efficient way to move. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you've managed to get something useful out of it. So thank you very much for watching.